You are listening to Anything and Everything with Doris podcast. This episode is brought to you by WYSK Spark Radio, the spark of the South. Listen to hits from the 70s till now. Find it on Live 365 Spark Radio. Hi, everybody. I hope you've had a great week. We've had a very busy one also. I hope the air that you hear in the background isn't too troublesome. I'm going to see if I can do something in the editing room. If not, next week I'll just cut out the air. But we're here in the South and we're burning up. It's 73 degrees and it's not even 7 a.m. yet. So we try to keep as cool as we can, and the summer hasn't even begun, right? So I also wanted to follow up with last week. Heather, she hadn't heard from me because remember Sherry and went ahead and took care of the issue, and Heather was the manager at Sprint. Well, she called me like 4 or 5 days in a row and left messages because she hadn't heard from me saying, look, I wanted to help you with your claim, let me know what's going on, blah blah blah. And of course I don't check my messages daily as I probably should, so when I got them I did call her, tell her thank you, but Sherian handled it, and thank you for following up. So Heather's with Sprint, she's a manager, and I can tell you that thank you, Heather, thank you for following up. Okay, so last week I was talking about Sherian and Sprint, and I mentioned some products, and so this week I told you I'd talk about it a little bit, tell you about them. Hopefully I can do this under an hour. I don't like to, keep your ear too long. So the first one is the Cat S48. That's the phone that my husband needed. My husband's, I don't care what job he has, even when he was in the office working as a fraud investigator, he was rough on his phone. Now that he's out driving a truck, I could just imagine what the poor thing goes through. So one of the things that we had to have for my husband is a rugged phone. And the Cat S48 is clearly a rugged phone. You don't even need to buy a case for this phone. It's that rugged. It's built in a rugged case. The camera is 13 megapixels in the rear, and the front is a 5 megapixel camera, and it does come with flash. The display is 5 inches, which is perfect if you need to keep it in your pocket or you have a smaller purse or whatever. So for my husband, he likes it being small, so that's perfect for him. It uses Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which is optimized for outdoor use. It's got military spec 810G, which is protective against dust, dirt, sand, humidity, and salt mist resistant. It can be submerged for up to 35 minutes in 4 feet of water. It has an awesome battery of 4,000 mAh. It's non-removable, but the talk time is up to 30 hours. And it can work in extreme temperatures from 13 degrees below to 131 degrees above Fahrenheit. It has a dedicated PTT button, can support Sprint Direct Connect Plus, and it's built to withstand drops of up to 6 feet on concrete. So this is a really, really rugged phone, and trust me, my husband has tested it. Not trying to. I've heard people say, well, it's not the best camera. I can tell you we took pictures on our vacation, and I thought they were really good pictures, actually. So maybe it's not a camera you want to use in a studio, but it took some really good pictures, because that's basically the phone we took pictures with mostly. And so it's a rugged phone, and the sound quality, is great, and the coverage is great. My husband goes coast to coast, and the only problem we probably have with it is in the mountains, and that's understandable because most people will have problems in the mountains. And it's not all through the mountains, just certain spots in the mountains. So if you're looking for a rugged and durable phone, the Cat S48 is for you. Now, I have the Note 9. It's made by Samsung Galaxy. It has a 6.4-inch Super AMO LED display, an S Pen, a dual aperture camera. You can get either 128 gigabytes of storage or the 512 gigabytes of storage. It has 6 gigabytes of RAM or the 8 gigabyte. Now the rear camera is 12 megapixels, super speed dual pixel with the aperture of the f1.5 and the f2.4. It has a secondary rear camera that's 12 megapixel with the aperture of the f2.4 and the telephoto lens. And then it has a front camera that is 8 megapixels with the aperture of 1.7 and autofocus. The processor is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845. Now the one that I bought operates under Oreo, but if you buy it from April on, it's got the new operating system of Pi, the Android 9 Pi. I don't know the difference between them. Oh, and this phone is expandable with a micro SD up to 2 terabytes. But I want to tell you about it. If you missed my last episode of what happens with the SD card, this is probably the only thing so far I can say I really don't like about this phone. It has a tray that holds the SIM card as well as the SD card. And so when you go to slide the tray back in, if the phone is not completely level, that SD card can slip out into the phone and make your phone inoperable. So I was holding it in my hand when I was slipping the tray in, and I did think it was level. It was horizontal and it was level. But when you're holding it, I guess it's possible it could have, become uneven at some point, causing the card to fall into the phone. So my suggestion is, if you don't go and allow the tech to do it, then put your phone flat down on the desk when you're sliding it in, when you're sliding that tray into the phone, so that you can be sure that it's level. Now, I don't know truly if anyone's had a problem with it doing it that way, but it is a common problem. I found out that it happens. I just don't know if it happens if you have it in your hand only, or if it's actually happened with people doing it on a desk. Because of the nightmare I went through, I will not be doing that, period. I will not be putting an SD card in unless I take it and allow the tech to do it, which I'm sure they got better things to do. So with knowing that, I should have bought the 512, but I bought the 128 thinking I had this great storage that I could put, up to 2 terabytes on. Well, that's the only problem that I found with it. So it is a great phone. I'm not saying don't get it. I'm just saying that's where you need to be cautious at. I wish somebody would have told me that before I bought mine. Also, with the Note 9, it has this S Pen that can also be used as a remote control, which I love. This is one of the best things about the Note 9 that I really like. The stylus has Bluetooth connectivity, so you can use it for taking selfies, giving presentations, skipping music tracks, a whole lot of other stuff you can do. Let's see. You use a long press of the stylus button. You can open any app you choose in the S Pen remote settings, and then you can assign actions to a single click and double click of the button for any app that's compatible with the S Pen. Now, I haven't tried that feature yet, but that sounds great. It also allows ability to write notes while the screen is off. It can translate languages by highlighting text and turn your notes into animated GIFs with the live message tool, which I have done that, and that is so cute. It also comes with a huge battery, a 4,000 mAh battery, which is the largest battery ever in a Samsung handset. Of course, we talked about the camera. I have taken current pictures of the camera, and I'm very satisfied. I really wish I would have had this on my first trip. I would have had some awesome pics, but the phones that we did have, they're decent pictures, so I'm not going to complain. Also, what I didn't say about the Cat S48, is the difference between that phone. Yes, you can take it underwater and take pictures. And what's cool about that camera is you don't even need to, you can change the settings while you're under the water. Whereas the Note 9 says that you can take underwater pictures with it also, but you can't change the settings while you're underwater. Not sure I really want to test $1,000 phone underwater, but that's one of the pluses with it, is you can take underwater pictures with it, but you won't be able to change you have to like come out the water, do whatever you got to do, and then go back under and film, which is fine, for me anyway. Water resistant IP68. It has, for security, the Note 9 has the one-touch fingerprint sensor, which I don't really care for because it's so close to the lens, and I don't want to have to keep cleaning the lens when I take a picture. So I don't even use it. I wish they would change that, but that's not a deal breaker for me anyway. It has an iris scanner, which I've tried. It works when it works. So I still use the code, where you put the little 4-digit code in. I prefer that. I can use it a lot quicker. And it comes in ocean blue, lavender purple. And if you're buying it internationally, you can get it in a midnight black or metallic copper. Another thing about the S Pen is that it's Bluetooth low energy. So what happens is, you need to charge it, but while it's in the phone, when you're not using it and you have it inside the phone, it's always going to be charging. That way, it's ready when you need it. And another thing I noticed about this S Pen that they didn't tell you, I found this out using it. So I was using an S Pen and I get a phone call on my Note 9. What do? I naturally set it down. I set the S Pen down on the desk and I grab the phone and I start talking. Well, then I needed to go off to kitchen or whatever. So I just take the phone off toward the kitchen, leaving the S Pen on the desk. I didn't get a few feet away before the phone started chirping. It'll chirp or vibrate. I looked at the phone wondering what was that. Well, then it sent me a message not to forget my S Pen. To insert the S Pen, it recognized that I was leaving the S Pen behind, which is perfect for someone like me, because you know what would have happened? I would have went to the kitchen, made me a drink, probably saw something else I needed to do, go do that, get off the phone, and realize I don't know where my S Pen is. So by it doing that, I turned right around, grabbed it off the desk, stuck it in there, problem solved. So that's really cool that it can recognize when you're leaving it behind. Another thing I like about the camera on the Note 9 is it recognizes 20 scenes. Stuff like snow, sunsets, beaches, backlit subjects, and it will adjust contrast, brightness, saturation, white balance, and other settings that you normally have to do manually. It can do. And it does have the Pro mode. You can turn off the scene optimizer if you'd rather take photos without it. It's really good when you're shooting at night, thanks to the dual aperture feature that automatically widens to allow light in when shooting in dim settings. I'm going to tell you, that would have been gorgeous pictures I would have had on my trip, because I took some pictures of the sunset and the sunrise in the morning. Now granted, I do have some beautiful photos from the Cat S48, but I could just imagine what the Note 9 would have given me, right? Don't worry. I'm going to have this phone a long time. I'll have other opportunities. It also has a flaw detection where it will tell you whether your subject was blurry or, something wrong with it, so that you can immediately, it'll even tell you if your subject was blinking. So that way you can retake the picture right away. Now that's really cool. I've used a lot of cameras in my time. That's cool, right? It also has a water carbon fiber cooling system that can deliver faster performance over extended periods without throttling, such as when you're playing games. Now, I don't play too many games, but like if I'm sitting in the office waiting and I'm not reading something, I just might be playing a game, right? Or traffic. And it's improving its Bixby voice assistant by integrating with more third-party apps and making it more aware of context. So that's a plus. I haven't really used it too much, but so far I like it. Okay, so due to the incident, I had to run to Walmart, if you remember, and grab another phone while I'm waiting on my Note 9 to be sent. So over there, I'm a Samsung girl. I used to use LG, HTC, Motorola, and then my daughter got hooked on Samsung. And I tried it, and now I'm hooked on it. So, of course, when I went to Walmart, the first thing I'm looking for is a Samsung phone. It's a Samsung J3 Orbit that I found. And this one happened to be with Straight Talk because I needed something that I could use briefly. Wasn't going to cost a lot of money. I didn't need another contract. So the Galaxy J3 Orbit through Straight Talk at Walmart is what I bought. The screen is 5 inches, which I wasn't thrilled about until I opened it up and saw how easily it was going to fit in my purse. Then I was kind of happy because my Note 9 would have been a little more difficult. Would have loved the Note 9. I would have got a bigger purse if I had to. But at the moment, that's what I did like actually about it. And it has 4G LTE technology, standby time up to 21 days, hearing aid compatible, talk time 19 hours. It has a 1.35 gigahertz octa-core processor. It's really, and it runs on Oreo. It's a really great phone. I really can't complain about it. Since I was only planning on using it about a week or so, I went and bought the $35 plan, which was 2 gigabytes. Your first 2 gigabytes of data are at 4G LTE speed, and then after that it goes to 2G. They also have a $45 plan that the first 10 gigabytes of data are 4G LTE, and then after that it goes to 2G. Now, if I was going to keep this phone and use it on a regular basis the way I do, I would have got the unlimited. It's called the Ultimate Unlimited Plan for $55, where you're going to stay at 4G LTE speed all the time. And one thing I like about no contract phones is you don't have to worry about overages. You don't have to worry about surprises on your bill. I used Boost for almost 10 years, and I love that about it. And I would probably still be with them if they would have had my Note 9, but they didn't. And we had decided, well, we're just going to combine companies and have one company, and so we went to Sprint. And so far, Sprint's been good. Now, I'm looking at the coverage on this Straight Talk, and it shows it has excellent coverage nationwide except for Alaska, and it shows a little white areas in the mountains, which is normal. I don't care who you're with, you're going to have some difficulty in the mountains. So that's a really great phone. Now I use it for spare. If something happens to me or my husband's phone, we got something to use temporary. The grandkids are here for the summer. Guess what? They have a phone. So I'm going to keep the phone up until they go back to school, they go home, and then it's going to go back in the box. Wait until either next summer or I need a second phone or whatever. Now you know about the S48, the Note 9, and the Samsung J3 Orbit. The next thing that I love that I've been using constantly is the best gift my husband's given me in a long, long time. And that's the Galaxy Watch. Now, it works on Android, so from what I understand, you don't have to have a Galaxy phone, a Samsung Galaxy phone. But I've heard that you get the best use, you get 100% use if you do have the Samsung Galaxy phone, because the other phones that while they run on Android, someone was telling me they can't use the Samsung Pay on their watch because they don't have the Galaxy phone. So I don't know if that was an issue just for them or if that's a common problem. Maybe it's supposed to work like that. I don't know. This works best probably with the Galaxy phones. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to go wrong if you switch to the Galaxy phone. Now, the watch that I have is the 42 millimeter. It has the pink band with the rose gold trim. It's beautiful. I was wondering if the 42 millimeter was going to be big enough for me to see everything on it. It is. And I can't imagine having a 45 millimeter on my wrist. It'd probably be hanging off my wrist. This is perfect. It actually covers my entire wrist. So it's beautiful. And what I like about it compared to the Apple Watch, the Apple Watch is square. And that's one of the things that turned me off. I didn't like the band. It kind of looked like a toy, or, I didn't like it. And I felt like if you're going to spend $500 or $600 for something like that, it should look a little bit more elegant. But that's me. That's my style. I like things to be pretty, and the Samsung Galaxy Watch does that. You can get it in a sporty look and change the bands. You don't have to have the rose gold trim. It comes in many colors and styles. So, and it looks like a watch. If you don't tell them it's a Galaxy Watch, unless they specifically recognize it, it looks like a regular everyday watch. And I'm a watch person. I have a whole collection of watches. And now all those watches that I have are going to be jealous because this is the watch now. Like, I'm never going to change this watch, because if I want to change the band to something more elegant, I can. I don't need the other watches. It does almost everything that my phone does, to tell you the truth. The watch is very stylish, comes in various colors. Oh, and it came with an extra one piece of the pink band. And I was like, well, if you're going to change the band, why would I change it to pink? It's already pink. Well, come to find out is if you have a larger wrist, then you would change out the band that's already on the watch for the larger one. And that way it's a little bit longer, and so it'll fit your wrist if you have a larger wrist. So that's nice to know, right? Now, one of the things that I like, one of my favorite things about this, is the face of the watch. The face of the watch, you can change it. I think it said to, I don't even know, but it was quite a lot of choices that you could change the face watch. You could make it look elegant. You're going out somewhere and you like the rose gold background, make it look like a regular analog watch. You can do that. If you want it to look digital, you can do that. What I did is I used the photo app, so I can put, I think it's either 10 or 15 pictures. And every time you look at your watch, you're looking at a different picture. So of course I put pictures of me and my husband together, the sunset, from our trip, stuff like that on my watch. Now it's my watch. I've just personalized it. Clearly my watch. Nobody else has a watch like mine. It has enhanced connectivity, so if your phone isn't in reach, you can make intake calls with an integrated speaker and voice mic, and it will respond to text, and it'll access scores, headlines, and playlists. Now I'm going to tell you, I've talked to people, several different people, with the watch, not the phone. They couldn't tell what was not on my phone. I even asked them, I said, how am I clear? Am I coming out clear? And they're like, yeah, why? What's up? And I said, I'm not talking to you on my phone. I'm talking to you on my watch. And they were like, oh, that's cool. No, we couldn't even tell a difference. So that was awesome. The only time I wouldn't want to do that is if I'm out in public. I wouldn't want people to hear my conversation. But I do that with the phone anyway. You know what I mean? I don't really hold conversations in public anyway. But it's good to know that I don't have to go outside and I don't want to bring my phone. I don't want to miss a call. It's not a problem. I was thinking that the phone had to be nearby. I'm not so sure, but I can tell you that my house is 2,500 square feet, and I have a really large lot that I sit on, and I have some woods behind my house. And I have been able to talk on my watch with my phone upstairs in my bedroom. No matter where I am in the house or the yard, I've been able to do that. So I don't know if I left my phone at home and went somewhere with just the watch, if it would connect. I heard somebody was telling me it does, but I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because there's two ways you can buy this watch. You can either buy the watch from a carrier like Sprint, because Sprint, that's where I was actually looking at it, was at the Sprint store. I was telling my husband, oh, that's really a pretty watch. I like that. I wouldn't mind having it. But I didn't want to buy it from Sprint. Even though it was only going to cost me like $9 a month, I was going to have to pay for like another line or something like that. So in the long run, I'm paying more if I buy it through a carrier. Whereas it might be $3.50 if you have to go to Walmart or buy it from Amazon or whatever. You might be paying $3 or higher, but it's worth it because you're not having to connect it to a carrier. It connects directly to your phone, and you have all the same options that your phone has without paying extra money because you bought it through a carrier. So is it easier for you to pay $9 a month and have that extra bill, or just save it up and pay for it outright and be done with it? So it comes with a warranty. You can pay for the extra warranty. So that's what I'd rather do, and that's what we did. If I can save money, I'm going to save it. I'd rather have the money in my bank account than give it to Sprint or anyone else. That comes with Samsung Pay, NFC compatibility. But like I said, people have told me they can't use that unless they have a Samsung phone. It's smartly connected, believe it or not. You control all your connected home devices from your wrist, even when you're not at home. And you get all the details of a security camera alert from the SmartThings app on your watch. You can also see the schedule for the day, track your activities, check your steps at the end of the day, all from your wrist. You can put your music on there, have your playlist on there. That I haven't done. And it does hold up to 200 pictures. Besides the pictures that you can put on your watch for the face, there's a widget that will allow you to hold up to 200 photos on your phone watch. I don't plan on having 200 on there. There's other things I'd rather use up the space for. But I mean, you could do it, right? It does come in larger sizes, like a 46 millimeter size. You can rotate the bezel to go from widget to widget. On mine, it tells me the weather. It tells me the high to low. I have the barometer, the altimeter. Like right now, it says it's 75 degrees in Destrehan, and it says it's 2 degrees lower than yesterday. And the high is going to be 91, and the low today was 73. So we've already passed that, and it's not even 8 now, right? It's not even 7:30 actually. But it'll watch my health. I get my emails, and I can connect more than one email. So I can connect my personal email and my 2 business emails to my watch because it's connected on my phone. So everything that I can do with my phone pretty much is on my watch. So what's cool about that is if I ever leave my phone behind in a hurry, I'm going to have it because guess what? I have the watch. It has this health app on there. This is really cool. You can set it to where it'll actually recognize if you're sedentary too long. It'll actually vibrate, and you look at it, it will tell you, okay, you need to do so many squats, or you need to do so many whatever. You put it on there what you want it to have you do. And it also keeps track of your other workouts. And I'm telling you, there's 39 things that it will do for you. Like, you can put other workout, you can put treadmill, exercise bike, weight machine, leg presses, yoga, stretching, row machine, pull-ups, push-up, plank, just everything. I don't think there's anything on here it's not going to help you with. It's really cool. One of my favorite things is the torso twist. That's what it'll tell me to do when I've been sitting too long. It'll be like, all right, time to do the torso twist, and it'll count for you. So while you're doing it, it's not going to count out loud, but it counts. And then after you've done how many you need to do, it'll vibrate so you can stop if you want to. So it's really cool, which is, I think everybody needs that because I think all of us are too sedentary at times. So that's really a great plus. It keeps up with my heart, my stress. It actually told me the other day that my stress was too high and to breathe. And it will help you to breathe. You can inhale and exhale slowly, about 5 repetitions of that, and you can watch how it calms you. I can't imagine going without this watch. And it lasts a really long time. Normally what I do is I'm going to take it off when I go to bed and put it on a charger, and then when I get up in the morning, that's the first thing I do. I put it on. But last night I actually slept with it because it has a sleep app and it tells you how well you're going to sleep. And I didn't find it a pain actually. I found it pretty comfortable to sleep with, but I'm probably not going to sleep with it too much only because I want it to charge. What the sleep app does is it determines your sleep efficiency percentage with a 3-tier breakdown of your time in bed: motionless, light, and restless sleep. And you can rate your sleep and follow a timeline of your sleep trend, and you'll be able to come up with your own conclusions. Now, they say the downside is there's no pointers on how to get a good night's sleep. Trust me, if I need pointers, I'm going to Google it. I don't need that. But it's good to know during the night when I'm getting some sleep and when I'm not. It has 60,000 watch faces. That's a lot of watch faces. I wouldn't even be able to go through them all, but I wouldn't because I love the photo op. That's my favorite one. And it has the Spotify offline playlist, so you can set up your own music. So that's pretty much what the watch does. It's Android compatible, and it connects easily because when I had the J3 Orbit I was using, that's actually the first phone I connected it to, and it connected no problem. And when I got my Note 9, I was able to disconnect from the Orbit and easily connect to the Note 9. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. The only other things I want to talk to you about would be the cases. Sprint gave me a free case, a life-proof case for my Note 9 phone. Those cases run about $70 or better. They got me the clear one so I could easily see the pretty purple on my phone, right? It's got a lifetime warranty on it. I haven't had to use it yet, but my son has. He uses the Apple phone, and he's had to have it replaced before, only where the ports where you plug in the charger port, that's the only thing that had happened to it. He said no problem. It's a lifetime. They give you no trouble. Sprint also gave me the Invisible Shield glass curve to protect the display of my phone. That I have used. It did fall and it cracked. But guess what cracked? The screen protector cracked, not the phone. The phone was perfect. Now the glass curve, I said, I'm going to buy another one, right? I went for it. It was $50. I was like, $50? But then I realized it has a lifetime warranty also. I went to the company, I registered it, and then immediately after I registered the Shield, I made the claim. And I had to pay $11. You can either have it come in 2-day or overnight. Of course, I only spent $11 on the 2-day. Now what you'll have to do is they're going to send you another envelope to put the other one in. The cracked one, do not throw it away. Save it. Save it, that you're going to have to send it back to them. If you do not return the cracked one to them, they're going to charge you the $50. And they're going to be able to do it because you just paid them the $11 for shipping. So make sure you don't throw it away, and make sure that when you get your case or your Shield, go ahead and you register them, because at some point you're going to need to make a claim. And let me tell you, $11 beats $50 any day, and it works. Now the life-proof case, the Note 9 has an infinity screen, and I had heard before that people that have infinity screens, when they go to put their cases on it, the screens don't last very long because of the case. I don't know why that is, other than they may not be buying a case that's built for the infinity screen. Now, the LifeProof case did have it. It's called the Next, N-E-X-T, and it's made for the Samsung Note 9. So far, no problems. So if you buy, I don't care what kind of phone you buy, if it has an infinity screen, make sure you're buying a case that can protect that type of screen. And also, what I recently learned, and I ordered it, it was only $6.80, free shipping, and I got four of them, was the screen protector for the Galaxy Watch. It came in a box. I have four screen protectors. It came with the cleaning cloths and everything you need to put it on the watch. Because when I got the watch, I didn't want to peel off the one that they put on that has that little clear tab on it. I didn't want to take it off because I wanted to protect my screen, even though it has Gorilla Glass. So when I happened to see that I could buy the little round screen protectors for $6.80, I was on it, right? So I put it on yesterday and I have no problem with it, no sensitivity issues. It's perfect. And I have three others if I need them. So, this company was called DIURITE, and it's on to Amazon. And like I said, it was free shipping, $6.80, four screen protectors, and it looks great. It doesn't even look like it has a screen protector on it. Sprint also gave us the Power Bundle Fast Charge by Samsung. In that box comes wireless charging stand, a 5100 mAh portable battery, the vehicle charger, two USB-C cables, and a micro USB cable. I really like the portable battery the best. It really does. I think I got like 3 or 4 quick charges out of it with the Note 9. The charging stand's okay, but I don't think it was as fast, and I don't know if it's because it could have been my phone. I have a Note 9. It might not be designed to do well with the Note 9. I noticed when I had my J3 on it, I had it upright. The J3 was upright and it charged fine. With the Note 9, it wasn't charging at all. So I had to lay it on the side. If you have the Note 9 and you get this stand, lay it on the side and it will charge. But don't walk away and think it's charging. Just make sure you put it on there a certain way. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of the Note 9 or whatever. A lot of people tell me they don't have problems with the stand. I'm guessing it's the Note 9. The stand worked well with the J3 Orbit. It was pretty quick, convenient. It's nice to have your phone on a stand. I'm just going to tell you, if you use the Note 9, to lay it sideways and make sure it's charging before you walk away. Thank you for listening, and God bless. And that's our show. Thanks for listening, and until we meet again, enjoy every day to its fullest. God bless. For comments or questions, you can reach us by email at yopi@post.com. Also, check us out on Twitter at Dorisi and our Facebook pages at Yopi Studio or Louisiana Entertainment Association. Anything and Everything with Doris is produced by Your Own Production Incorporated and comes out every week. So come on back and feel free to add us to your favorite RSS feed, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Pod, and our favorite, Podbean. All links are found in our show notes below.